Okay, so now we have the movie results data being passed down. What we need to do is create a film layout. So if I go into my components and create a new folder called film layout or movie layout, whatever you prefer. And in here, I'm going to create a index.tsx file and tsrfce, and this will be named film layout like so. We are going to get the movie results. So I'm going to pass in the movie results and have this as an interface, which is what I prefer instead of types. And then in my IDTSX, render out the film layout from the relevant import. So in components slash film layout, the movie results is going to be passed down as a prop. Movie results is equal to movie result. So now if I go into the films layout, I should also be getting the movie result, which is equal to the movie list type because it is just the one object here. And now if I save all, the film layout is now being rendered, as you can see on here. Now there are a lot of elements that are going to be rendered within this. So first off, I'm going to have a container, as we always do, and we are going to create a styles file for the film layout. So styles.tsx, and I'm going to import all of the styles that I need. First off, I want the container to be 100 view height, an overflow horizontal of hidden, a display of block, a top of 0 pixels so it covers the top, padding for our children, and a color of white. So now if I import this from styles and now save, everything is going to be contained in here. I also want to have inline styling in here just to show you how that would work. So if I copy what I have and paste it in and save, we now have the background of the relevant movie here. So what is essentially happening is we are setting the background image as a URL, and within the URL we are passing in the movie results dot background image. So this image here in the props that are being received. We're going to increase the opacity to 0.8, a background position of center, a background repeat of no repeat, and a background size of cover, which means essentially cover the whole page. So if we did a ID of 15, for example, as you can see, the relevant movie background is being rendered. And if you do 1, same again. So now if I save, we just need the children section to be implemented now. Also, it's not recommended to do inline styling and then adding style components in a professional environment. It's just to show you how you would do either or. I would recommend to stay and keep consistent with your folder structure and how you put your styles into the relevant folders like we are doing now. But this inline styling can be done on certain occasions. So in my children, I want to add an image title, which I have already defined, and I will copy this across. So in here and paste. And I also want to import these styles. Now we have the image title, which is the source of movie results.title image. So if I go into my styles, the image title is here. We want to display flex, align items towards the end, so flex end, justify content as flex start, a margin of 0 auto, a height of 30 VH, a min height of 170 pixels, a padding bottom of 24 pixels to separate what's underneath, and then also width of 100%. I'm going to also pull in the controls into our index, which will be the buttons underneath the image. And we just need to import these as well from the styles file. So we have a play button, a trailer button, an add button, and a group watch button. So now if I save, we have them rendering underneath. Underneath the controls, we want to render the subtitle and the description. So if we pull the subtitle from the styles and the description from the styles, so the subtitle is movie results.subtitle and movie results.description, and delete this container here as it's a duplicate, and now save. We have the relevant text rendering on the page also. Just to go over the styles, we have the controls, so display of flex in a row and align items centrally on the horizontal axis. The play button is this button here where we hover over. It's got a border radius of 4 pixels, a font size of 15 pixels, display of flex and align items of center. It's got a height of 56 and a background of a slightly kind of whitish color. Padding on the left and right are 24 pixels, and then we have some margin to separate on this right here to the next container, and we also have this letter spacing of 1.8 pixels. We also have a cursor pointer on there, and then when we hover over, the background changes as well. With the trailer button, we are essentially copying the play button in terms of the styling, but it's just a change in background, border, and color. The add button and watch button are similar. They have a border radius of 50%, and the only difference would be the background color, that is the RGB of black. The subtitle has a certain font size of 15 pixels, and then the description font size is 20 pixels. So now if I save everything, we should have the project complete now. So if I go into the home page, so / home, we now have the home page that has the banner above. We have the categories that are rendering the relevant images and videos on here. We have filtered categories for the films rows, and then if we was to click on one, we get taken to the relevant page with the relevant ID. So we are getting this with get static paths and get static props. Both server side, we are fetching the data. So if I now log out of the site and click sign out, I should now get redirected to the home page. So I need to implement that feature. So as we have done with the home page, I just want to add this functionality into the / movie / ID page. So id.tsx, and in my props, paste in the use session hook, the use router hook, and the use effect. And we want to check if there is no session, then we want to redirect to the login page, like so. And if there is a session, then we want to return the film results. So if I now save, we are now redirected to the login page. So if I was to click login and sign in with Google, we are now authenticated on here. And if I was to click onto Incredibles, for example, we have the page rendering the relevant information. If I was to sign out, I now get redirected to the login page as well.